doing? Hope we're all fine. Welcome to Let's Get Future Fit. This is a program that is designed to help you prepare for whatever life brings your way. And now I intended to just do 5 programs, but I'm having a ball. I'm having such a wonderful time that I think we're just going to carry on. We're going to carry on for much longer than 5 programs and just see how we go. But welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I'm really, again, excited about today as usual. I'm always excited about these shows, but extremely excited today. Not only because of what I'm going to be sharing with you. Remember, we've got our FFXIIIs, 5 future fit thoughts that I'm going to be sharing with you today. But also, I'm really excited about today's show because of my guest, Jones. She's an accountant, but more than that, she's a confidence and happiness coach. And she really just brings a lot of joy wherever she goes. So I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about Jenny in a minute. But first, as usual, I want to share my FFFTs with you, my 5 future fit thoughts. Also, I just want to ask a favor of you today. I want to ask you to do something for me. Just do something for me. 3 things, 3 very simple things I'm going to ask you to do for me. See it as your way of being a blessing to me, giving back, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to ask you to do 3 things for me. I want you, if you feel happy to do it, if what the content I've been putting out on our page, if it's been of any benefit to you, if you feel it's been helpful, can you do me a favor and like the page? Like the page. The other thing I'd like you to do for us is to share the video. Share the video. It costs you nothing. It helps raise awareness about the program, and it just helps other people get on it as well. So, like I said, if you haven't already liked our page, please like our page. Also, share this video so that other people can benefit from it. You'll be doing them a lot of service, and you'll be doing a good thing for me. And the third thing I want you to do for me today is to engage with me. Okay, so engage with me. I'm going to be sharing my 5 future fit thoughts in a minute. If any of them resonate with you, put it in the comment box. I just love to know that I'm connecting with you. I just love to know that we're in this together. Okay, so we're in it together. So engage with me, please. Those are the 3 things I'm going to ask of you. Like our page if you haven't already, share the video and engage with me. Put your thoughts, put your comments, put your questions in the comment box. That's always very helpful. If you're watching this on replay on YouTube or on Instagram, you can still do the same thing. You can follow me on Instagram, you can subscribe to the YouTube page, you can still share the video, and you can still leave your comments. That would really be awesome. But before I bring Jenny Jones, like I say, I want to share my future fit thoughts with you. So let me start by asking you a question. Are you entirely satisfied with your life? Are you entirely happy with every aspect of your life? I don't want you to put your answer in the comment box. That is for you to answer to yourself. And I want you to be completely honest, because I think sometimes we do wear face masks and we like to think everything is okay when it's not really okay. But I really want you to ask yourself that question in terms of maybe your dreams. You know, is your family exactly how you want it to be? See, for me, when I look at my life, there are 5 areas that I look at when I'm assessing my life. I assess it against these 5 areas, because sometimes, you know, life is so well, it's not complicated, it's simple, but it can be compounded. It can have so many facets that sometimes some things get dropped, you know. So for example, you could be doing very well in your career, everything is going on well, and then you drop the ball in your family home, in your family life. Okay, you could be doing very well in your family life and you drop the ball in your fitness and health. So I have these 5 areas that I always assess my life against, just to make sure I'm keeping a good, balanced, healthy life. So here are the 5. These are not my 5 future fit thoughts, by the way, but these are the 5 areas. You can tell by now I love the number 5. And funny enough, they all start with F as well. They all start with F. So these are the 5 areas that I usually use when I'm assessing my life. So I look at, and I'm not saying them in any particular order of importance. So it's, you know, it's in no particular order. So number 1, family and friends. Okay, so family and friends, and you could extend it even beyond family and friends. Basically, your primary love relationships. How well are you doing in your relationships? So your family and friends, is everything okay on that front? Number two, finances. Finances. Are your finances okay? And today we have an accountant who's going to be talking a little bit about that. Are your finances in order? Somebody said, money is not going to make you happy. And that's true. Money cannot buy you happiness. But poverty cannot buy you happiness either. Okay? If you have money, at least you can be miserable in comfort. So finances are important because it affects every other area of our life. It's been known that finances and sex is one of the two biggest reasons for divorce. So finances is important. So let's not shy away from that. So are your finances in order? Fitness and health. So your family could be okay. You could have a healthy, lovely family. Your finances could be okay, but then you could be struggling in your fitness and health. So fitness and health is another area that we can assess in our lives to say, how am I doing in this area? Field. So with this one, I struggled to come up with a word that started with F, but I managed to come up with the word field. So this talks about your career, your personal development. I've lumped it all together. So your career, your business. Hi, Mrs. Brymer. Thank you for joining in. Your career, your business, your personal development. All of this is wrapped up in field. So how are you doing in that area? And finally, faith and spirituality. How are you doing in that area? I am a person of the Christian faith. You may be of another faith or may be of no other faith. But I think if we really, really think about it, we will all admit that there is more to life than meets the eye. So I would encourage you to at least begin to ask the question about faith and spirituality. So for me, this is for me now, not for anybody else. For me, these are 5 areas that I assess my life against just to see how well I am doing. So when I ask that question, are you happy with your life? Don't think in a narrow-minded fashion. Think about at least these 5 areas. You could add more. You could have more areas that you want to assess your life against. But think about it. Are you happy? The thing is, I've met, let me put it like this, I've met a lot of people that are not happy with their lives. That's the truth. I've met a lot of people that even though they might be, and I want to say happy, I don't mean that they're sad or that their whole life is upside down. No, what I mean is they know there could be more. Okay, let me put it like that. So even if you're happy with your life right now and you say, yes, I'm okay in all of those 5 areas you mentioned, but there could be more. That it could be better. It could be better. So my FFFTs for today is to help you if you want to make a change in your life. And I think if we are all going to be honest, there are always changes that we can make. There are always changes we can make. As long as we're alive, as long as we're living in this world, as long as we're in this body, there's always room for improvement. Somebody said the biggest room in my house always has to be the room for improvement. And that's true. Because we never are in a state of inertia. We're always moving. We're always moving. That is the law of vibration. Everything is constantly moving. So you're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. You're either improving or you're deteriorating. That's the truth. So what I want to share with you today, I hope will help you if you want to change your life, if you want to make some changes in your life. If you look at maybe those 5 areas, and by the way, so I've come up with FFFTs, 5 future fit thoughts. It's still a mouthful, so trying to get used to it. But if you can come up with a catchphrase or a tagline or something I can use to capture those 5 areas of my life that I assess my life against, that I just shared with you, if you can come up with a catchphrase that can capture it, I would really, really like you to get in touch with me, because I would like to come up with a catchphrase that can capture it. So 5, whatever, I don't know. But if you can come up with one, I would really love to hear from you. But so I'm going to share with you five thoughts that I think will help you if you want to make some changes in your life. So the first thing I'm going to say to you, so this is FFFT number 1, you have to be prepared to take 100% responsibility for your life. Okay, so as we go along, remember I said if I say any FFFT or anything at all, or when Jenny comes on and she says anything that resonates with you or you agree with, please put it in the comment box. That would really help me to know that you're engaging with me. You have to take 100% responsibility for your life. And the thing is, when I say this to people, they usually say to me, how can you do that? I mean, you can't control everything that happens to you. No, we're not talking about control. We're not talking about control. We're talking about taking responsibility. There's a big difference. You can't control everything that happens in your life. Some things you can control, some things you can't control. This whole situation with coronavirus and COVID-19 is a typical example of one of the things we cannot control. We cannot control what's going on right now. To a large extent, it's outside of our control, but you can take responsibility for your own life. You can take responsibility for your own actions, for what you do. You see, when you lay blame and you make excuses, you give the power to the other person. And I feel very passionate about this. A lot of people don't realize it. When you say, oh, they made me, or see what you made me do, or see it's because of the economy that my business is not thriving. When you say that, you give the economy power over your business. When you say, see what you made me do, you give that person power over you. And you have the power. You have the power over your life, over your feelings, even over your emotions, over your thoughts, over your actions. You have the power. So when I say take 100% responsibility for your life, that's what I'm talking about. Don't give the power to somebody else. When you shirk responsibility, that's exactly what you're doing. You're giving your power to somebody else. Don't give your power to somebody else. Like, somebody could do something, but you decide what you do in response to what they did. Somebody can say something silly. You decide what you say in response to what they said. That is what I mean. Take 100% responsibility for your life. Okay, if you want to change your life, you cannot afford to allow other people dictate how you live your life. And when you don't take 100% responsibility for your life, that is what you're doing. You're allowing other people dictate how you live your life. So FFFT number 2, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. You see, a lot of people allow life to happen to them instead of living their lives, instead of actively living their lives, instead of being intentional in what they do and the direction they take and where they decide, I'm going to take my family, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to take this route. They don't do that. A lot of people don't do that. They just allow life to happen to them. But if you're going to live the kind of life that you really want to live, the life of your dreams, you are absolutely going to have to be intentional about your life. Several things you will need to be intentional about, and hopefully over the course of the next few weeks, I will unpack that for us. For one, you're going to have to be intentional about taking responsibility for your life. You're going to have to be intentional about how you think. You're going to have to be intentional about the things you do. So you're going to have to be intentional about planning your life. You have to be prepared to take center stage. It's your story. Write it. Don't allow somebody else write your story for you. Don't allow somebody else determine how your story is going to end. It's your story. So you be the hero of your story. You take center stage in your story. I'm sure you watch movies. We all watch movies. Until I was probably about maybe 10. We always thought heroes don't die in movies. How many of you were like that? I'll never forget the movie we watched as children, and the hero died. And I was like, oh, we couldn't believe it. We were all in shock because heroes never die. Anyway, that was just a slight deviation. But you are the hero of your story. Write it. Don't allow somebody else write your story. Number 3, you have to change your thinking. You have to change your thinking. You see, it's true, it's absolutely true that the main difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is in the way they think. I'm not talking about IQ. I'm not talking about being smart or not being smart. I'm talking about a way of thinking. Let me give you a simple example. Somebody who is going to succeed in life has a way of thinking. There is always an answer. Somebody who is going to be maybe not so successful has a way of thinking, well, we've come to the end of the road. Okay? People who succeed generally don't take no for an answer because they know there is always an answer. That is a way of thinking. It has nothing to do with how clever you are. It has nothing to do with your IQ. It just has to do with the way you think. But the problem is, in school, we are taught what to think. At work, we're told what to think. Nobody ever teaches us how to think. But you're going to have to learn how to think and how to think right, because we are all what we think. James Allen, in his book, As a Man Thinketh, said, he said, we're all the sum total of our thoughts. And that is absolutely true. We are the sum total of our thoughts. It amazes me. Does it not amaze you that people keep thinking thoughts about things they don't want, and they keep wondering why those things keep showing up in their lives? They keep thinking about things they don't want, and when it keeps showing up, they wonder, why does it keep showing up? Because you keep inviting it by your thoughts. So we have to watch the way we think. We have to watch our thinking. Your mind is a fertile field. Your mind is the most fertile field in the universe. It's just think about the most fertile field in the universe. Your mind is more fertile than that. And anything you put in that mind, actively or passively, it will grow for you. Good or bad, it will grow for you. So anything you put in your mind, it will bring forth in abundance. So if you're sowing not so good seeds in your mind, don't be surprised if it shows up in your life. So we have to watch thinking. Number 4, you have to be prepared to take action. You have to be prepared to take action. If you want to swim, you have to stop reading the books on how to swim. You have to put on your swimming suit and jump in the water. You have to take action. Okay, the secret of your success is found in your daily agenda. Don't forget that. So it's not just good enough to change how you think, you also have to change what you do. You have to change your daily habits. Everything worthwhile is uphill. The problem is people have uphill dreams, lofty high dreams, but they have downhill habits. Watch what you fill your days with. What do you do with your minutes and your seconds and your hours? You have to change what you do. If you're going to change your life, you have to change something you do every day. And number 5, because I'm eager to bring Jenny on, my 5th future fit thoughts for you today is be consistent. Be consistent. A lot of people start well, but it's finishing well that is usually the problem. A lot of people start. I'm sure you know people that start. They start, but they don't finish. So don't just start, finish. Finish and finish well. And you have to be consistent. You're not going to change your life if you do something just maybe for a few weeks or a few months. You have to be consistent. You have to keep going and keep going and keep going until you get to where you really want to go, until you get to your goal. See, one thing I find that causes people to be inconsistent is discouragement. When they feel like they're not getting the results they set out to get, when they feel like, you know, I've been doing this for a while now and I'm not really seeing any results. I know, you know, see, for me, discipline is one of my strengths. Discipline is one of my strengths. I don't struggle with discipline. I'm quite good at giving myself a command and seeing it through. And I think that was probably instilled in us as children, because when I think of all my siblings, I think we're all quite disciplined. So discipline is not a problem for me. I can discipline myself to get things done. But even I struggle with being consistent sometimes. And I find that those are the times when I'm feeling discouraged, when I feel like, oh, when is this thing really going to take off? I've been doing this for a while now. When is it going to get to that point where I really want it to get to? And 2 things I do to keep myself on track when I start to feel that discouragement creeping in. Number 1, I remind myself of my why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? What's the motivation behind it? Because my why will give me fuel to keep going. Number 2, I visit my emerging future. I visit my emerging future. Some of you will call it dreaming. Yes, I dream. I love to dream. My first book is called The Dreamer. I go to my emerging future, that future that I'm trying to create for myself. I go there. I feel what it will be like when I'm there. I feel it. I sense it. I enjoy it. And I embed in my memory what it's like to actually arrive at my future. And that helps me to keep going again. So I hope that has helped you. Those are our FFXIIIs for the week, 5 future fit thoughts for the week. I'll just do a quick recap. If you want to change your life, number 1, you have to take 100% responsibility for your life. Number 2, be intentional. Yes, that was number 2. Number 2, be intentional. Number 3, change your thinking. Number 4, take action. Number 5, be consistent. I hope that helps you.